What does it mean to be truly seen? The Portrayal of Presence brings together 8 Northumberland artists alongside works from our permanent collection. Together, they explore visibility, identity, and the courage of taking up space. Step closer, slow down, let yourself be present. The Portrayal of Presence, now on view at the Art Gallery of Northumberland. Welcome.
Hello.
The sitter seems caught in a moment of realization. What kind of emotional moment were you exploring in this portrait?
I was definitely going for something very introspective, just deep in thought, and I think this is just a little bit of trying to have the audience feel connected somehow to her inner thoughts, question what's on her mind, nothing too revealing.
Okay. Your work captures very subtle shifts in expression. What do you look for in a face that tells you the moment is worth painting?
The thing I'm looking for the most is that natural moment, nothing that feels too staged or that they are trying to convey something that's not natural to themselves. So the most candid moment that I can get out of it is what I'm after.
How does your use of light and color help convey the emotional tone of the painting?
Well, the lighting I always like on the figures themselves. I like to have this more dramatic, almost classical kind of a light that's really going to illuminate those figures, especially the eyes, and create a really strong connection with the viewer. Color-wise, as someone who comes from more of an abstract art background, I like to play with a lot of interesting colors, especially reflecting into the shadows. So it's more of an aesthetic thing for myself, from my background, and playing with strong colors. Although interesting, this one tends to be a more muted color scheme than a lot of my paintings previously, but yes.
Okay. The title suggests a turning point. What does "everything has changed" mean within the context of the portrait?
That has more to do with me and the changing direction of my own work at that time. And because this was not that long after I shifted from being a purely abstract artist and moving into figurative. And so this was really about that convergence of the two styles coming together.
Hence the organic background.
Exactly.
Okay. Your work often reflects the relationship between personal identity and the environment. How do your own experiences or surroundings influence the people you choose to paint?
It's more of a look that they have that I just think would be, how much fun am I going to have painting that face? I think it's the short answer.
Okay.
And there are some faces that I find just more paintable than others.
Structure.
The structure, the look in their eye, a certain natural, resting emotional look that they have on their face.
That's great. Your portraits balance realism with a softness that creates a very introspective atmosphere. How would you describe the artistic style you developed, and what elements are the most important when you create the medium paintings?
Well, so with my paintings, they tend to be a bit of a mashup of a couple of different influences that are coming together. And so what I'm usually after is trying to create this juxtaposition or almost a little bit of a tension between two different worlds, time periods, and we have classical influences like Renaissance portraiture, more modern, influences of like graffiti art, or going a little further back like Gaudi architecture, and then the abstract forms that he was famous for. So merging these different time periods together and trying to create a sort of a visual tension by bringing those together and having parts of it feel out of place, and creating this more of an abstract dialogue with the viewer.
That's amazing. That's great. What do you hope viewers reflect on when they encounter this work?
Well, when it comes to the viewer's reaction, I try not to encourage anything specific from it. I want things to be interpreted enough, vague enough that they can come up with their own feelings about it. As long as there is something, like as long as it feels that there is a life in the painting that they can react to, that what that reaction is, that's up to them, and I'm not worried about that.
Right, good. And last question, have you ever experienced a moment like the one suggested in this painting?
Well, that moment was the painting, so there you go.
Thank you.
Well.